Welcome to the Built for the Trades podcast. This is your host, Dan Dowdy, and it's time for our recap. I am going to be talking about the recent interview I did with Terry Petrovic from Team Wow Media. And in this recap, I'm going to be pulling out one leadership principle that really stood out and just elaborating on that. And that leadership principle today is the power of reciprocation. I mean, just think about the last time somebody did a good deed for you, right? It could have been they came over to help you move, or that maybe it was amazing service that you had at a restaurant, right? And that person that was serving you was so happy to be there and said my pleasure and really was there. Like, what you want to do is you want to reciprocate to that person who has helped you. So today I'm going to dive into that, talk about that, how that applies to our leadership. And I'm also going to touch on some of the key services that Terry provides over at Team Wow Media. Before I do, though, I just wanted to jump in and talk about Built for the Trades. And one of our values here at Built for the Trades is serving over selling. And as I was preparing for this podcast, that came to mind because it's not that I don't enjoy selling things, right? But I see it as if we are to serve the customer, their needs, their wants, their concerns, they are naturally going to want to reciprocate. They're naturally going to want to buy if we give them options. And that's what we're all about. Serving over selling, meeting that customer where they're at, asking them where they want to go, and then providing options to help that person achieve it. It's not about what I want. It's about what the customer wants to achieve as they move forward. So if you like this podcast, please subscribe. Also, if you know somebody else who would like this podcast, please share it with them. We would love to be able to grow our audience and make a positive impact in the trades. And another way we can do that as well is if you leave a review for us. We read all the reviews. It helps kind of guide the subjects, the people we bring in, the things we talk about in order to serve you better, helping you grow your leadership, which helps you grow your faith, your family, and your business. So let's dive in. So yeah, I had an interview with Terry Petrovic. He owns Team Wow Media, and his whole thing is building trust online and building the trust ecosystem. And we talked about, every prospect that comes into your business has a problem. All they want to do is partner with somebody that's going to help them, make that problem go away. So how do you do that? Like, one way to really separate yourself in this day and age is video testimonials from your customers. We talked about how reviews are still important, but video testimonials is the next level. And he has a simple process where you send a customer the link, they hop in there, they can record their video as many times as they want. They sign off on approval for it, you submit it, and it goes directly to your website. So that is a really cool thing. If you haven't went to teamwowmedia.com to find out what he offers, it's great. He also offers some frequently asked question videos where you can start to educate your customer, overcome objections early, allowing you to book more calls and build your business from there. But in the middle of that podcast, listening back to it, we talked about the power of reciprocation. If you do work for a customer and you do amazing work, that soon after that sale is closed, right? The customer wants to reciprocate, and how that was a great time to send a link and to get them to go on and do some videos for you. So I wanted to talk more about that and how that applies to leadership. John Maxwell has a great quote. He says, leadership is not about titles, positions, or flowcharts. It's about one life influencing another. Just think about that. It's not about titles, positions, flowcharts. It's about one life influencing another. Leadership is influence. So as we look around us, we may be in a situation where we're leading a team of people, and that team of people is not bought into our leadership. All right. So what do you do? Do you just say, I'm paying you and I'm going to force you to do what it is I want you to do? Or are you actually going to think about how I can get that person to know, like, and trust me? And one way to do that is through the power of reciprocation. I think back to my career, and as a service manager in the trades, years and years ago, there was a time when I was promoted to that position, my team was not bought into my leadership. And I tried time and time again to force them to buy into my leadership. But what I was missing was the power of reciprocity. I was missing going out and serving my team before asking them to serve me. So a good story was there was one night, it was a Friday night, 8 p.m. I get a call from one of my technicians. They're out, they're working in the rain. They have their elbows deep in water trying to fix a water leak. I think it was at a Home Depot at that time. And I had a choice to make. The technician was calling for a helper, right? I had a choice to make. Do I send a helper out to go help them and stay in my cozy home, hanging out with my family? Or do I see this as an opportunity to go serve my team and build that trust and show them that I'm willing to do what it takes to come to their need in a crisis and work alongside them, getting dirty with them? See, that one act, that one decision I made that day was a snowball effect. I started there. I went out. I served that technician until midnight. We worked, right? And our relationship was never the same after that. And then I did it with the next person I led. And over time, I started to build that know, like, and trust factor. And through the power of reciprocity, what did that technician do, right? That technician started to have my back. He started to buy into my leadership. He realized that Dan just wasn't all about himself, but he was truly about the team. Now, that's an example I'm sharing with you. If we rewind, but before that, there was times where it was all about me. I wasn't out serving my team. I was frustrated. I did have high turnover. I was trying to force people to buy into my leadership. Another quote I wanted to share with you is by Oprah Winfrey. She says, life is a reciprocal exchange. To move forward, you have to give back. And Terry, going back to the podcast, is one of the most giving people I know. He's a connector. He's a networker. He goes out, he finds the right people. He says, hey, Dan, this is somebody that you should really talk to. He connects people, right? But he also has a heart for serving and giving. Like, he offered to, if you reach out to him through his website, he'll hop on a one-to-one call and do a quick review of your website and see what the wording looks like and help you be the guide for your customers, help you talk directly to your customers. And I want to say it was getting rid of the words, we or my, and replace those words with you and your. By choosing this company, you're going to get this, right? Looking at it more in that serving type of mindset. And so one more quote I wanted to share with you is from John Maxwell as well. He says, leadership is the power of one harnessing the power of many. Think about that. You don't want to be the leader that's all alone. If you try to go at it alone, you are eventually going to hit a ceiling that you can't go beyond, right? It's also called the bottleneck in your business, right? Eventually, you're trying to do so much all by yourself that you reach a capacity where it's just not fun anymore. So a good way to move beyond that is the power of reciprocity, looking for ways to serve people, thinking about what you're doing and realizing that there are some things that I can delegate out and give to other people and make them feel important in the process because they're helping you and your company move towards the vision. And they are a part of that. People want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. So some key takeaways today in this podcast recap is that, definitely reach out to Terry. He has a great service. These video testimonials. I just did one. There was a guy named Matt that I bought some health insurance through. He sent me a video testimonial because he provided a great service for me. In literally 2 minutes, I was able to hop on camera, shot the video a couple times. It lets you redo it. I signed off that he's good to use that for his marketing, and boom, right to his website. He gets a video testimonial from me through, the experience I had buying health insurance from him. It's just that easy. So the key takeaways from today is realize the power of reciprocity. The first step you can do is if your team's not bought into you, look for that moment of crisis that you can go out and serve your team. That's going to help you build that know, like, and trust factor that you need to earn their buy-in. And maybe it's not just one occasion, but it could be multiple occasions that it takes to build that. right? Or maybe you're out at a restaurant with your family. Look for an opportunity to reciprocate if you have great service, right? Help somebody else, help somebody else better their lives through the power of reciprocation. So that's the first thing. The second thing is definitely go to Team Mom Media. Check out what Terry's doing. He's building the trust ecosystem through the video testimonials, through the frequently asked questions. I've been doing this in the trades for over 20 years now. And since meeting Terry and getting to know him, I realized that he offers a very niche product that really I haven't seen any other marketing companies offering. So if you want to separate yourself from your competitors, go check him out. And if you like this podcast, once again, share it with your friends, leave us a review and subscribe. And I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon.